Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We are just 18 days away from kickoff, 18 days away from year 5 of the Josh Heupel era. Man, oh man, it's hard to believe. And what Josh Heupel has done going into this 5th season has been nothing short of phenomenal, man. The way he has flipped this roster, getting to the college football playoff, averaging 10 wins per year the last 3 years, only one loss inside Neyland Stadium in the last 3 seasons. We're almost 2 weeks into fall camp, and I've got to ask you guys, do we have a problem? Is there a concern going into this 2025 season? Look, go back to when Josh Heupel was hired. We were sold on a fast-paced, up-tempo, explosive offense, the complete opposite of what we had just seen from Jeremy Pruitt. You go back to 2020, Pruitt's offense scored 21.5 points per game, 109th in the country in scoring offense. Josh Heupel comes in year 1, and even though Tennessee went 7-5 in that season, even though they went 7-5, it was still a fun product to watch. Scored almost 40 points a game. Hendon Hooker threw for almost 3,000 yards after taking over for Joe Milton. Also, Cedric Tillman, a former 3-star that ranked this. I went back and looked at his recruiting profile. He ranked 1,677th nationally, and Cedric Tillman becomes a 1,000-yard receiver in year 1 under Josh Heupel. Then we had that magical 2022 season. Yeah, it didn't end the way that we wanted it to end. At one point, you're ranked number 1 in the country. Hendo Cinco throws for 3,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We're talking about a trip to New York. Should have been there for that Heisman Trophy presentation. Running the football, you had Jalen Wright, Jabari Small combined for 1,600 yards, 23 touchdowns on the ground. At that time, you land the commitment of 5-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava. We're asking ourselves, how much better is this Josh Heupel offense with elite talent, right? He's doing it with 3 stars. He's leading the country in scoring with 3 stars. Number 1 team in the country with 3 stars. How much better could they be with elite talent, a guy like Nico Iamaleava? But we know the story. We know how this story ends. 2023, Joe Milton takes over. Scoring offense drops off to 37th. We're talking about overthrow Joe. We're also talking about wide receivers dropping passes. And if you go back to that time, some people were putting it on Joe. Put too much steam on the ball. Put a little touch on it. It's Joe's fault. Others were blaming the receivers. Hey, if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch the football. We saw that theme continue into 2024. How many times last year did we talk about this offense being close? It seemed like every week we're coming on Talkin VAWLS and we're saying they're close. They're close. Just got to execute. Nico's got to put the ball on the money. The wide receivers got to catch. We got to block. We're close. Takes 11 guys doing ordinary things at an elite level. We were close. But again, execution, overthrows, drops. It seems like every single year we're trying to get back to that 2022 offense. And I get it. A lot of people want to say Alex Golesh. Alex Golesh is the problem. That's it. That sums it all up. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe you lost some creativity there, but I think it boils down to execution. Every single year, the drops, the overthrows. I think back to that 2023 season during fall camp. A lot of grumblings about routes on air, drops, etc. I blew it off. I said, it's just practice. We're talking about practice. It became a theme again in 2024. Both those years, we saw that translate over to the football field on game day. So now we're, again, 2 weeks into fall camp for 2025, and I'm asking you guys, do we have a problem? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up right down there below the video. It's quick. It's free. It's easy. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be that. We don't sell you on something we're not. What we are is exactly what you are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're going to be live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're playing EA Sports College Football, but we're talking all things Tennessee football. We'll talk about fall camp. We'll talk about the problem. Do we have a problem? But also tonight, it's going to be a fun bonus. Our EA Sports College Football Dynasty that we do, the Talkin VAWLS Patreon group, there's a link in the description if you want to be a part of the Dynasty. Well, Coach Jay is going head-to-head with Thao Ming. They're going to do it tonight live on air, so that'll be a lot of fun. Also, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Talkin VAWLS live. Shout out to everybody that showed up Sunday night for the members-only stream. Man, oh, man, did we have fun. So let's get back into it. Do we have a problem? Here's a tweet. This comes from Wes Rucker. He put it out yesterday after practice. He's talking about his laptop, his keyboard, whatever. But he says, second observation of the morning, Tennessee's passing game has a lot of work to do and little time to do it. Now, we can go back to last year. We can look at 2024. And if this team is just efficient throwing the football, I don't think you have to be spectacular. I don't think, I've been making the statement, Joey Aguilar doesn't need to go out and win the Heisman. You just need to be efficient. You can live on running the football and playing defense. Josh Heupel did it last year. He can do it again in 2025. But again, do we have a problem? You see the tweet there from Wes Rucker. And again, we're halfway through fall camp. And look, going into fall camp, this offense already had question marks about it, right? 7 scholarship wide receivers. 3 of those 7 guys are true freshmen: Brad Jackson, Travis Smith, Joakim Dotson. And I think the future is bright for those guys, but you're going to have to lean on a couple of true freshmen in 2025. Brad Jackson, Travis Smith, I think they're going to play meaningful snaps. One of those 7 scholarship wide receivers never played a snap of college ball. Amari Jefferson dealt with a lot of injuries, right? Got injured last year at Alabama, transfers into Tennessee, banged up, kind of limited throughout the course of spring. Bounces back. He's had a couple of good days in fall camp. That excites me, and I'm excited about the future of Amari Jefferson. But the reality is there's 4 scholarship guys that have never played a down of college football. Then you've got your starting 3, Chris Brazzell, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley. 2 of those guys, obviously, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, first-time starters. I'm excited about those guys. I think they're gamers. I think they're going to make some big-time plays for Tennessee. But then you can blend it over to the offensive line, only returning 1 starter on the offensive line. QB1 hits the portal at the very end of spring camp. So, again, the questions are there. That's why the national media is not buying into Tennessee, because the story writes itself, right? Everything we just ran through right there writes itself. The questions are there. And now I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet. I think the offensive line, I've said it, I'm sticking to my guns. I think the offensive line can be better than they were a year ago. I think we have talent, not much depth, but talent at the wide receiver position. But I think you're crazy if you don't have a little bit of concern regarding this team's constant struggle with routes on air. Again, it was a theme in 2023, translated to the field. It was a theme in 2024, it translated to the field. It's a theme in 2025. Does it translate to the field? Eric Kane of VolQuest put out a practice report yesterday, like he does every single practice, and he said the routes on air session wasn't the cleanest they've seen, and we've heard that a lot. Heard it a lot the last couple of weeks. Sloppy, a mess, not clean. Seems like they've had way more bad days than good days. Kaner's report goes on to say of the 3 quarterbacks, Aguilar appeared to have the best day while the media was in attendance, threw the deep ball over the middle of the field really well and was fairly accurate elsewhere. There was 1 deep ball that was not good on the near sideline, but overall went 3 for 6 in passes, 20 yards down the field while he was out there. Says Merklinger had a rough day, started rough throwing the ball down the field, rebounded some before we left. His first 4 deep throws were all over the place, too far out in front, behind the receiver, etc. Merklinger hit 1 of his 2 final throws that we saw go 2 for 6 in the deep ball category. George McIntyre went 3 for 4 in that area. Says the tight ends continue to be the best pass catchers on the team. He says, again, just look at the throws deep down the field. I think all 3 of them are better over the middle in that regard. They threw plenty more with short to intermediate routes. Said Mike Matthews dropped the hitch. Travis Smith dropped the slant over the middle. And Kaner, going to defense here, saying that drops happen. It's fair to say some throws were offline. It's concern to me when you're dropping the football and there's no defense, when you can't complete a pass and there's no defense. And I get it, routes on air, a lot of that is about the route itself, your footwork, your timing. But we're out there playing pitch and catch. And I get it. I get it. This is a limited viewing period for Tennessee, but again, same thing. Theme in 23, theme in 24. Is it going to be a theme in 25? And I'm not a guy that's going to blow routes on air out of proportion, especially if it's positive. If they're saying, "Oh man, Joey Aguilar's out there dropping dimes," well, he should be, because there's no defense on the field. You're out there playing catch, but when you struggle to complete passes with no defense on the field, when you make droppets a habit, it does become a concern. Now, it's fair to look at it this way too. Mike Matthews has been limited at times. Braylon Staley has been limited at times. Chris Brazzell has been out, not even on the practice field until he returned yesterday, which is good to hear, and he is back out there on the practice field again today. So really your 3 starting wide receivers haven't been out there consistently. But again, I brought this up in a previous live stream. If your starters aren't out there consistently, if they're taking maintenance days to stay healthy because of the depth concern, how's their timing? How's their timing with Joey Aguilar, a guy that just got here over the course of the summer? How is their timing? How's that going to translate to the field? Is the sky falling? No. Do we have a problem? Maybe. I'm asking you guys. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. You can go check out the brand new TN-themed Talkin VAWLS merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. Again, we had a great stream Sunday night. Laid back, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Family. That's what it was all about. If you hit that join button down below, it's just $1 a month. You get access to those Sunday night fan call-in members only streams. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.